Hello everybody. This seems like there's a bit of hockey going on. Better get ready, it's time to go wild. A new season is almost upon us, pre-season is underway. Time to dust down the Time to Go Wild podcast for another season. All being well, we'll be bringing you as many of these as possible throughout the season. Of course, if you want to catch up on the podcast, they are available on YouTube with all the archive, as well as Podbean and Google Podcasts and Amazon Podcasts. If you want the Facebook and Twitter pages, they are Facebook or twitter.com/TTGW Radio. And you can contact us on email, ttgwradio@outlook.com, or on text 07849767755. Well, we're going to wing this one. Let's see how it works. It's time to go wild. Hello everyone, welcome to a new Time to Go Wild Radio podcast season, and of course, a new season for your YKK Widnes Wild. And, well, to say things got off with a bang yesterday, that is Sunday, at Planet Ice Widnes, when the YKK Widnes Wild took on the Telford Tigers from Division 2 North. It was an end-to-end game and played at one heck of a pace. So, I hope you've all been keeping well over the off-season. Mine wasn't particularly short. Some people had a long one. Some of us were busy with rec, with all kinds of playoff competitions, women's finals. What an event that was. If you didn't go or keep in touch on the women's finals weekend, ladies and gentlemen, one and all, you missed a treat. Down in Sheffield, we had a ball. We've also had, of course, I was involved with Division 2 North finals, Division 1 North finals, and I was also at National finals. All of the finals weekends throughout all of the leagues. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. A big thank you to all the organisers and all the teams that took part. It made it a massive event, and it was a pleasure, absolute pleasure. My voice has survived. Fortunately, unfortunately, who knows? You make the decision. But what it does mean is hopefully I'll be trying to bring you some more of these podcasts and seeing where we can go with it. Of course, over the season we've been, over the off-season I should say, we've been signing players left, right and centre. So where does it leave us? Well, I suppose one of the first things to do is, of course, say a thank you to several of our players who have departed for other pastures. And we were, of course, among them, we'd like to thank, of course, Joe Greaves, Joel Bark, Evan Coles, Miles Finney, and he was no stranger last night. He made a nice appearance. We collared him to do the MVPs, Danny Hyde. So it's a big thank you to all the players. Anyone we've missed from the list, we thank them for their contributions over the past season, and we wish them well with whatever ventures they get up to in the future. However, that's last season. This year, we've had several new signings, a couple of returners. Well, one particular person returning to the fold, that of Phil Pearson. Welcome back to Phil. We've also picked up Damani James. Damani, unfortunately, is unable to play at the moment. And there's another returnee in the roster, a certain Mr. Harrison Walker on a two-way deal with the Leeds Knights, as well as Luca Tisardi. Or Tisadri. Sorry, Luca, if I pronounced it wrong. So I'm looking forward to seeing Luca. The bulk of the squad at the weekend was actually there, plus a couple of bonus signings. We had, of course, Jake Meehan making his full-time start after progressing up from the under-18s. So the bulk of the squad, with the returning players being, when I can read my sheet in front of me, we had, of course, Jake Meehan, Ken Armstrong, Nathan Britton, Will Harper, Mikey Gilbert, Andrew Hopkins, Jonathan Williamson, Callum Ruddick, Bez Hughes, Jake Lowndes, Matty Barlow, Alex Mitchell, Joey Coulter, Jack Murray, and Tom Jackson. Of course, I've just mentioned Phil returning to this team after a little while away from us, and you'll be hearing from him a little later on. And we also have announced at the weekend 3 extra players, and they are Owen Ray, a product of the Solway Sharks Junior setup system, and he's coming from a very impressive year as captain of the Scottish League champions and Scotland's under-16s team, and won silverware in Slovakia. So we're looking for good things, and to be honest, I think he didn't look out of place, did Owen? He was playing in the number 21 jersey at the weekend. We had Gregor Donaldson. He was playing in the number 32 shirt. So if you saw Walker, it's like, hang on a minute, that's not Harrison. No, it was Gregor. And Gregor is 16-year-old winger, hails from Kilmarnock in Scotland, and he is on a 2-way deal with Wild and his home team Town. And Gregor will play for looks like he's going to be playing for some of the Wild under-18s as well. But tonight we will be seeing him. This is from the press release for his Wild debut, and to be honest, Gregor did not look out of place at all. And last but by no means least, and the reason I bring this one player in last is because he earned his MVP as well as his first goal. It was a remarkable goal as well. And it was Kyle Currath. And Kyle brings some NIHL 1 experience to Widnes. He's 17, racked up 7 goals and 7 assists in his first senior year, and won the bronze medal whilst representing GB under-18s. So Kyle, again, he was wearing the number 5 jersey, so not in his own shirt yet, but he did not look out of place, and a well-earned MVP for him last night. 1 goal, 2 assists. It's like definitely somebody to keep an eye on, as well as both Owen and Gregor. So looking for big things. As for last night's game, what a ding-dong game. Telford opening the scoring at 2 minutes and 7. It was then a very tense first period, but then bang, bang, 19 minutes 12 seconds, followed by 19 minutes 48 seconds, Wild bang to him. Alex Mitchell with a screamer from the slot, and then Matt Barlow putting the Wild ahead just before the first break. Second period, we end up with Telford equalising on the power play at 21 minutes. Gaining 1 back. Equalising on the power play, I should say, at 21-17. Then Wild going ahead again, 21-44. Bang, bang, each end of the rink. Andrew Hopkins with his first goal of the season. Then it was Telford getting a bit of an ascendancy, 26-04. And then 27, that was even-handed, and at 27-24 on the power play. 2 goals from them. Then another one. Yeah. Then on the back foot, 29-42. That put Telford well in front. Wild were having a bit of a troublesome time, but then 38-05, bang. Mikey Gilbert strikes, and 38-18. Andrew Hopkins with his second one of the night, bang. And then second period starts, and off we go again. Gregor, bang. 41-06 in the back of the net. But then Conor McNaughton for the for Telford, I should say. Oh, I'm getting my tongue tied in a knot already. He puts things level for Telford, and that's pretty much the way it stayed all the way through the third period. Overtime then beckons. Nothing happens. Then it goes to overtime. We're all going, oh dear. Opens up first. Joey Coulter. Score. And then for Telford, Ryan Leese, no goal. Widnes, it was Callum Ruddick, and no goal. For Telford, Scott McKenzie, goal. Widnes, it was Nathan Britton, no goal. And then for Telford, it was Ollie Hunt, no goal. Widnes again, Kyle Currath, goal. Telford, James Smith, goal. We're getting into round 5. Andrew Hopkins, goal. So to keep them in it, it all fell to Charlie Hamilton, no goal. So on the end of that game, it finished 7-6 on the night after a shootout. And, well, what more can you ask for? An opening game of the season against a team who are very, very good. They had a fantastic run in the Division 2 North playoffs this year. They are going to be a team to contend with in the Division 2 North. And Widnes really put to the test. As we all know, penalty shots are a bit of a lottery. So you just have to take it as it comes. And, well, thankfully for the opening game, everyone got some excitement. Plenty to keep an eye on for the season ahead. Lots still to work on, but a win is a win. And of course, it means that the next game, next weekend down in Telford, I don't think the Tigers will be sitting on anything quietly. They're definitely going to come at us. So Widnes are going to have to be on their best and take things one shift at a time. And after the game, I managed to catch up with Joey Coulter and returnee Phil Pearson. We had a little chat, and this is what they had to say.
Well, we've unlocked all the chests, we've dusted everything down, we've blown the cobwebs off, and the guys have now got sore knees and a few bumps and bruises, but they're back on the ice for a new pre-season game against Telford from North 2. I've managed to catch up with player coach Joey Coulter. Well, it's been a while since we last caught up. It's been one busy close season.
Yeah, definitely. It's let's say there's been quite a few moves that have been made. There's still a few more moves to potentially be made, but we're pretty happy with the roster we've got just now. And I think everyone's just happy to be here. I'm sure the fans are happy to be back. I mean, what more do you want? Overtime, penalty shots for the first game back in the building. Obviously, as a coach, I wish it never came to that, but it's, you know what, very good side, and yeah, it was a fun game to play in. The boys, you know what I mean, we obviously had quite a few debuts coming in, a few guys playing their first senior game, and you know what I mean, there was Gregor Donaldson and Owen Ray, that was their first senior game, and they played the exact same minutes as I did, you know what I mean, so we kind of threw them in the deep end a little bit, but they took it in their stride, and it was just great to see just everybody contribute. I mean, obviously we'll watch a game back and there's plenty to reflect on, and there's loads of positives in there as well, so me and the team will sit down, me and the other coaches, and we'll watch it back and see where we can improve.
I mean, it is always tough pre-season, no matter who you're playing. Telford 2, they're a pretty solid team, pretty much the same as last year. And as you said, there's quite a few changes happened. A few players have departed for necessary reasons. Brought in, they were announced today, 3 guys, first shifts, first games in a way at this sort of harsh level. In some ways, and as you said about one of the guys, it's his first proper senior run. And the pace of the game was fast and furious all night. So what more can you ask for? It's finding your feet.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's you know what I mean, and I'm very proud of them. They minimised their mistakes. You know what I mean? They took some chances, and obviously Kyle took a few chances. He was outstanding. He was the best player on the ice by a country mile. So it was great, and I think if you watch that performance, you'll see why we've brought these young guys in. They've got a bright future ahead of them, and we hope we can, as coaches, we can get the best out of them and kind of push them on to that next level. And obviously the Widnes Wild will reap the benefits of them performances that they do put in along the way.
Yeah, I mean, bit of a, it's always a tricky thing when you go behind and then went ahead and then had to pull back. And there was points in the game when we were watching Phil and pulling off some unbelievable saves. And, Phil's no stranger to Widnes, having played against us and for us. in different capacities. So, it's always been a tough thing, especially when you return to a club. And he's actually here. So we'll just catch up with him, Phil. First game back with Wild, how did that feel? And I just said to Joey now, some of the saves you pulled off, particularly in the latter part of the game, outstanding.
Oh, cheers. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I feel my age, but I'm just there to show the young lads what old people can do.
I mean, you've got a young one in taking after his dad as well, haven't you?
Yeah, he's playing in nets. I don't want him to, but yeah, he's got the bug. So yeah, he's loving it.
And it's always tough when you've got, you're coming back to the fold, but it seems to be a fairly well-gelled side so far, and just a case of, as you say, ironing out the bugs. Yeah,
definitely. They're a great group of lads, and obviously when Joey rang me asking if I wanted to jump on board, yeah, I jumped at the chance. Obviously I enjoyed my season at Widnes that I had, and I enjoyed the COVID Cup, and last season didn't go too well for all sorts of different reasons, but yeah, I just want to get back to enjoying my hockey and doing my best for the team.
I mean, everyone was sort of on the edge of their seats at times, and you never know what to expect, and that's what hockey's all about, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I said before, I feel like every fan that came tonight, and the place was packed as well. That was great, that atmosphere. That's what you want to play in front of every week. But yeah, I think everybody got their money's worth. It was definitely a lot more interesting than I wanted it to be, but I mean, you got to look at the positives. Everybody had fun that was involved. Even the team that lost, I mean, they can still say, hold their heads high, and they played well as well. So, yeah.
I must admit, Phil, that save for the final penalty shot, the nice little stick poke check, it was getting a bit tense out there.
Yeah, I don't actually think I touched the puck. I think I just did enough to put him off, and I don't know, it was a choppy eye, but he just mishandled it, and yeah, it's just nice to get the win, isn't it?
That's an experienced move, so that is.
Of course. So, I mean, it's also, they are a tough opposition, always have been, and sometimes it's good to have that sort of tough and unknown opposition before we go up against the main competitors in the league, starting with Nottingham in 2 weeks' time. I know we've got the return leg next weekend. So, there's plenty to take on board, aren't there?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like I said, it was... I don't think we'd have learnt much from maybe a 5-0 win or anything like that. There was definitely loads of coaching points in that. I mean, I like to cut the video myself, so there's definitely plenty to keep me busy this week. But yeah, it's first game, nerves for a lot of people. I mean, like you say, the unexpected. I mean, I don't think anybody will have watched him play, but many guys from our team. I mean, so yeah, it's good. It gives the fans something different. Like, we looked at our kind of pre-season opponents, and we didn't want to play anybody from the league. We wanted to play somebody as a kind of special one-off, and you know what, going forward, this might be a regular pre-season thing, because it's entertaining. It's, you know what I mean, for all fans, home, travelling fans. Yeah, it was definitely worth the trip for all the fans came from Telford, I'll say that.
Yeah, they gave a great noise. Did make a good atmosphere as well, which is what we always like, and it's a good little barn to get that kind of atmosphere.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's so noisy. I don't know if it's just because I've been away for so long, but I just forgot how noisy it was. I'm trying to talk to the boys, and all I can hear is the fans, but that's what you want, innit? You want the fans to be, excuse the pun, but wild. You want them to be calling your names and that. So yeah, it's by far the best place for me to play in the league.
Well, a few bumps and bruises. Time to get a bit of a rest. So thanks for joining us, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Thanks for having us.
Cheers, thank you.
Thanks again, guys. Much appreciated, and it was great to catch up with both of them. Nice seeing Phil back in the fold, and hopefully things are going to go strength to strength over the coming season. I mean, we know it's been a bit of a tumultuous and up and down close season with all kinds of things behind the scenes. Of course, things had unfortunate delays, but everyone behind the scenes within the league's been working really, really hard to get things out there. And, of course, the junior fixtures will be getting underway as well in the coming weeks. So keep an eye out for them, as well as the fixtures for your DMUK Widnes Wild Women. So they'll be in action, hoping to at least make it back to the playoffs again this year. I mean, having been at the women's players, just to digress for a moment, the the semi-final game between Widnes and Cardiff at the finals weekend was tense, to say the least, for those of us who were keeping an eye on Widnes, because Cardiff came out and banged 2 quick goals in, and then it was like, what's happening? Widnes managed to pinch one back and held it, but couldn't quite get the equalising goal and then take it a goal further. But, you know, credit where credit's due. For 58 and a bit minutes, they matched Cardiff, and Cardiff had a tough game against the Solway Sharks ladies. Solway Sharks ladies winning in the final, but the Widnes ladies, well, they did themselves proud, I must admit. So I'm looking forward to the coming season for the women, as well as all the junior fixtures, and of course for your YKK Widnes Wild. Make sure you keep an eye out for all the fixtures. Once I've got them collated together, I will try and bring them to you where possible on the podcasts, and hopefully at games as well. So, you know what? It's time to do a little bit of this one. So it's that little bit of the show now where we, of course, have to go through properly some of the social media outlets and website information and sponsor information. Of course, if you want anything Widnes Wild, you can check out the website widneswild.co.uk, as well as Facebook and twitter.com/WidnesWild. You can also check out the Instagram page, instagram.com/WidnesWildOfficial, and of course we will be collating all highlights and video footage that we see out there on youtube.com/WidnesWild Ice Hockey Club. There will be, I think there are some additional social media outlets being looked at, and we will of course bring them to you as I find them. So many things out there. Of course, if you're checking out widneswild.co.uk, of course there's all the little sections on there, including the own and loan shirts if you like our home shirt or the warm-up shirt as seen already, or possibly even the road shirt. You can check out the website and possibly pick up one of the shirts as an own and loan. And of course you've got all the ticket information, squad information, and the roster and other general information. And of course, where would we be without our valued sponsors? We have some new ones, and we got some new areas sponsored this year. So, of course, a big thank you to our title sponsor, YKK. Our penalty boxes this year are sponsored by Wix. We have our Timekeepers bench sponsored this year by Sigma Techs. Most of our digital media stuff is all being helped and worked with Key and Eagle Digital Media. We have Foster 4, another new sponsor this year. Returning sponsor MPG, Maintenance Property Services. New sponsor this year is MJ Sports. And keep an eye on the Chuck a Duck at the moment. And we might be switching to Chuck a Puck, but the Ducks are still flying at the moment. And MJ Sports have had a voucher already for the Chuck a Duck at the moment. Returning sponsor this year, Puck Drop. New sponsor, Shots by Stee. Another new one is Bench Buddy. We have returning sponsors, the University of Salford, as we see the people around who also do our medical cover. And we also have Planet Ice. Another new sponsor is The Hub, as one of the bars in Widnes. Of course, please remember to drink responsibly. And yet again, we were there last weekend for a nice event. Our charity this year, once again, is the Halton Haven Hospice. We thank all of those organisations for their support throughout the coming season, and of course thank you to those sponsors who returned this year, and a big thank you again as well to all the new sponsors who have joined us for this season. So, what sort of things might we get up to with the podcast this year? I'm open to ideas. Well, well, hopefully we'll be able to expand it a bit more. Things got a little bit hectic last year, so I wasn't able to do the round tables as I would have liked. All being well, we'll try and do some more of those this year and get you some more interviews, sort of just like you're sitting down having a nice drink and just a general unwind. If as and when they do happen, we'll be looking for questions to come through. Of course, if you're on match night and you want to contact the announcer's desk and you don't want to have to walk all the way round, you can drop texts through via the text number for the show. That's 07849767755. So you can text your announcer on match night, and if there's birthdays or anniversaries and the likes, you can get them through to me on match night. And it's just a normal text number, so no big bills will apply. It comes through to a normal phone number, so don't worry about costs in that way. Well, what else can I say? I've got my homework to start doing. You guys out there, wherever you are in hockey land, you've got your homework to do, because you've got to get yourselves fit. You've got to get your vocal cords ready, and you've got to get ready to cheer on your team wherever it is. Of course, Time to Go Wild means it's Widnes related. All being well, we will be back very soon in the coming weeks with more podcasts. In the meantime, I'll just wish you well. Enjoy your hockey wherever you're getting it, and take care of yourselves. Till the next podcast from Time to Go Wild Radio. Ta-ra.